Man like troops, back again. About my blood clot, yang, all of that. Man came on the Cooligans and shut the thing down. Make sure you watch. If you don't, you're a ham roll blood.
Ay, papi!
Let's go.
Let's go. Look at this. I feel like my cheeks look very flush.
It's the damn color on your screen. It's all messed up.
I look like Santa. I look like
weird.
Santa Claus. Why are my cheeks
blushing.
so flush? I don't know what's going on. I think
blushing, my G.
the chat with all these compliments about my shirt are making me.
Picking the color of your shirt is not a compliment.
Okay.
Compliment hound.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PREM show. We are the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
That's right. I'm Alexis Guerrero.
All right, this is the PREM show. This is our spin-off podcast, focus on all things Premier League, focus on all things going on in Europe and Champions League. All the things that we don't have the time to discuss on our other show is where it all happens. And we do this live on Twitch with everyone in the chat who's out here flooding the chat with all their comments and questions and just talking about my shirt. It's mostly about my shirt, to be honest.
There's a lot going on. I'm wearing the OG PSG drip. And ain't nobody even talking about it. Look at this. I got Opel on the front.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah, why is nobody talking about me? They should be talking about me.
I lied to my wife and told her this was a gift, even though I spent a lot of money on this. So please talk about it in the chat.
We're at the point, whenever like a new, what I've been doing recently is I've been getting on eBay, getting cheap MLS kits just so I can have different backdrops. Like if we have some guest who played for the
Chivas USA
Chivas USA or whatever, I'll get it. And sometimes on eBay you can find them for like $15. But we're at the point where we have so many kits that even getting another one, it could be 4 cents that we get a kit for, and to our partners they just seem like, what the hell are you wasting more money on these things?
Yo, but it's whatchamacallit. Someone said people are joining for the PREM show, but it's two dudes talking about shirts. Thank you, David from Tampa. Dude, my wife, since COVID has started, I have filled my closet with the kits I've always wanted. You know what I mean? There's a couple in there that I'm not spending more than like, $60 on a jersey. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? So I'm not getting like the $300 ones I want. But like they're there, so I'm just buying a lot more. I'm spending about $300. But I'm just getting more than one.
But it feels like you're really, you're being very responsible with your money.
I got hooked up with this dude who has a bunch of XXL kits that he's getting rid of, and he gets rid of them every once in a while, like when his wife gets on his end. So really all that's happening is his wife is becoming less annoyed. Yeah. My wife is becoming more annoyed.
There's gonna be like there should be like some fat guy exchange of kits so that you can get, so your partners are not upset with you.
So I will send you 5 of my XXL kits. You send me 5 of your XXL kits.
Yes. It's like, thank you for saving my marriage for another month.
Same amount of space in the closet, all new kids.
Yes, okay, everybody. Yes, this is very much, we're talking about soccer shirts. So it technically still falls under a soccer show. I know people can be like, wait, when's the soccer start? It has begun. So yes, Champions League, as we're taping this, Champions League matches are going on right now. I know Barcelona's up 1-0 against Juve. Chelsea just defeated Krasnodar 4-0.
I really wish Krasnodar would have showed up for that.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Christian Pulisic. Hold on. Let's start there. Did you see Christian Pulisic? He scored the 4th goal in this game. The attacking three of Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic, and Hakim Ziyech is like unbelievable, right? They looked great, but
it's a whole new Chelsea for sure.
Yeah, because Ziyech was injured at the start and he got his first goal as well. But the beard, Christian Pulisic is letting it grow, and he went from just like the American wonder kid to just a grown ass man out here burying some goals.
He looking like he sell like craft beard oil. You know what I mean?
Christian Pulisic looks like he grows a beard very quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I could have sworn I saw him a week ago and he did not have that beard.
It is, and it's like you can tell it is thick. It is like he has to really keep it under control. Otherwise,
he has to buzz it at halftime. You know what I mean?
Zvogs 99 says, "Is Pulisic a zaddy?" Yeah, I guess so.
No, that's not a zaddy. That's the dude. That's the dude that when your man goes away on a business trip, you bang.
Pulisic is very.
He was there to fix he's like, yeah, I'll fix the curtains, or whatever, like the pipes or whatever.
Yeah, the curtains he fixing? Yeah, they do now.
Oh no, man, you don't understand, honey. We have broken curtains.
But he's looking just like in a couple weeks he's gonna be doing those like photo shoots with chest hair. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you hear. Do you hear Nutmeg? Because he's making a bit of noise.
Yes, I hear someone banging on the walls of your cage. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, we got him like a ball on the string, and it's like a suction cup, and he is. This is the thing that entertains him now. He's like losing his mind. So you might hear that in the background. So apologies if it disrupts or bothers anybody. But Nutmeg looks very cute while he's at it. Okay.
Higipedia said like Shep Messing. He got Christian Pulisic posted photos like Shep Messing. Put some pants on.
Yeah, but and it's interesting. Like
now that's just tubing though. You're tubing
exactly.
outside.
Well, we did have Shep Messing on the show recently, and it's wild how because he did do a nude photo shoot and nude in like you saw the whole Shep. All right, you saw the whole mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hung full Shep.
And but it's interesting because I think even now, you know how ESPN does the yearly nude magazine or whatever,
the body issue.
The body issue, right?
Yeah.
The nude issue. It's just it's like a very, very different tone.
Yeah.
No, the body issue. And if Shep would have done something like that in 2020, I mean. 23-year-old Shep in 2020, not 70-year-old Shep. It might have been a different.
Let me tell you something. If he goes full Shep right now, damn.
Look, we have to applaud that man. Okay?
He won't even know what part of the internet he broke. He don't even know that internet exists.
He'll be breaking Al Gore's internet, bro.
Yo,
okay.
Damn. Amazon will shut down. People trying to buy very dark shaded sunglasses.
Yes, if you haven't listened to our interview with Shep Messing, please do that. It's it's great. It's super funny. So yeah, but props to Chelsea getting that win. I saw.
I also want to apologize to everyone listening to this show when it comes out as a podcast on Thursday, because all you're going to hear in the background is what sounds like someone working on an HVAC unit.
Look, you got to take the good and bad when it comes to Nutmeg.
It sounds like pure mayhem. Un revolú is happening in your apartment.
This is what's going on.
Yo, tell us right now in the chat if you have any idea what a revolú is. Because this is as close to the definition of a revolú
I think
as
maybe for next time I take the toy out. I didn't think he would go that crazy, but he's having
maybe pad the wall with the toy. This sounds like absolute mayhem.
Northwood Guitar said, I don't know what a revolú is. A revolú is just bedlam, you know?
Yeah, it's like everyone does this. When you say revolú, it's like everything happening at
this
once.
is the universal sign for
revolú.
Oh, okay. And we just got an update that Marcus Rashford just put Manchester United up 2-0 against RB Leipzig.
Let's go.
All right. So all right, where should we
if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna try to score. He's gonna try to feed them kids buckets. You know what I mean?
So speaking of Manchester United, you want to start with the first story about Manchester United and Erling Haaland? Is that what we have?
Yeah, let's do it. Because apparently he's their next target, or they're still in the run, if you will, to try to buy Erling Haaland. And it's like, homie, you couldn't afford Jadon Sancho. That's like you go to a store and you're like, all right, let me get that Gucci belt, and your credit card is denied. You're like, all right, fine, I'll take 2 Gucci belts. Like, I don't think you understand how credit cards work.
Yeah, it's when it comes to the either, I don't know if it's necessarily a money issue or a negotiating issue when it comes, like, Manchester United don't seem super appealing right now.
Although they've seemed to have turned a bit of a corner, and I don't know if this is just, the whole thing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like, it seems like a roller coaster, right? They're absolutely incredible one week and they're the worst the next week. They seem to have kind of turned a corner. But yeah, I mean, why would he give up on Dortmund? You know what I mean? He's already in the Champions League. You ain't.
Are you talking about Manchester United?
Yeah.
They are in the Champions League.
I thought they were in Europa.
No, they're playing right now. I just said that they
I was just thinking Arsenal,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, my point is, you're already doing pretty good in Dortmund. The only reason he's going to leave is for money. But think about it. Where's Haaland going to go next? It's got to be Real Madrid. It's got to be a Barcelona. It can't be Manchester United. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're talking about it like Manchester United are shouldn't even be spoken in the same breath as these other clubs. I wouldn't go that far. They are still a pretty big brand and big club.
Sure, big brand, but is it a step up from Dortmund?
Yes.
I don't think so.
As far as
people are saying Alexis being Alexis. I think I just saw Alexis blush. Morgan Tenza said, Alexis, do you actually have a soccer shirt? I was thinking of Arsenal. Madrid or Bayern. Thank you, Board Martin. Manchester United is not a step up from Dortmund. Not right now. 5 years ago. No, not even. Sir Alex Ferguson era, yeah.
Okay.
But Solskjaer? Nah, fam.
I mean, maybe it's a lateral move. I don't know.
He'll certainly get paid more because he's going to have to be.
At this point, look, when we talk about the superstar footballer,
Mike Wonder said he was conceived at Ellen Road. He's coming home to I don't know if that's
what
true.
An incredible just visual that this Norwegian man was conceived at Ellen Road.
Why at that time wasn't Leeds in like League 3, like in like League 2?
What a beautiful story. So the
Manchester United up 3-0, by the way.
Okay, look at that. Good for them. I mean, Northwood Guitar he feels bad for Tyler Adams, but Tyler Adams is not playing currently, right? I believe he's injured. So whatever. I was gonna make a point about Erling Haaland, but I did forget. As far as like what clubs he should go to. Oh yeah, the point I was gonna make, that these superstar footballers, like it can't. At some point it's not about money, right? Because they have all of it. He makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money already. How much more money? What is money going to be the reason he goes to Manchester United or Madrid or whatever? Like, then the things that parse these big clubs are fairly minuscule, right? It's I would say it's more of a matter of who else he's going to play with.
Don't
right?
be using words like parse, okay? You remember who you talking to? Oh, green shirt.
Yeah, the guy who thinks Manchester United are not in the Champions League while they're currently playing in it.
Bruh, how can you be in the Champions League if you're in the Championship in England? What? They're in the Prem?
Drunkle Steve just said, Christian, if there's one thing anyone can say about rich people, is that they rarely turn down the opportunity to get more rich. I understand that.
But also, he has the capability to probably be the most expensive player on earth. He has that capability. So you're saying he won't take that chance?
No.
This isn't like a player saying, my passion is to play here for Dortmund. He ain't from Dortmund. He's there because it's developed him into the player that he is today, and it's giving him the spotlight to move to a bigger club. I guarantee you that.
Well, and Dortmund is in that for that reason as well. They understand what they're flipping houses over at Dortmund. Okay, that is their business.
For an HGTV television show, for sure.
It's Property Brothers, whatever,
100%. But here's the thing. if Jadon Sancho is worth whatever was 110 million pounds or whatever, let's just say dollars. If he's worth 110 million pounds, how much is Erling Haaland worth right now?
So I would, my instinct says more.
Yes, a lot more,
because he's a more proven goal scorer, but he also hasn't really.
He's a goal scorer.
He just doesn't have the body of work just yet.
Punk Rock Dad 81 said Haaland hunters.
That's a good one. Oh my god. Yeah, so Board Martin, he's young AF as well. Yeah, he's just young. I just don't think he's
How old is Sancho?
Sancho's a little bit older. I think like 2-3 years older, if I'm not mistaken. But he's also English, right? That's also a bigger incentive for an English club to bring him in.
Since when? They barely got English people playing in the Premier League right now as it is.
They got also, quite a few, Alexis.
The percentage just dropped is the point I'm trying to make. And also, dude, Erling Haaland, if Jadon Sancho is worth 110 million, Erling, easy. Thank you. Jadon Sancho's 20 years old. Thank you, Colo Blanco. Easy. 150. That's like a steal. $150 million.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know why I said it like I'm running an auction. $150 million goes to the team in red in the back.
Goes to Board Martin in the chat. Just, we're doing this,
you
right?
better hurry up with this money.
Okay, hit the donate button out here and just donate 150 million if you like.
Or you could just subscribe 70 million.
Okay, so yeah, no, look, I it's all obviously speculative. Who knows where exactly he'll end up? We know he won't be at Dortmund for so long. Somebody, Mike Wonder said Haaland needs to make a move that solidifies his brand.
100%.
Sure, if his
that's Real Madrid.
The only place if his brand is liking MAGA tweets, then sure, you know what I mean. Like, go for it.
Hey, Pulisic is doing the same thing.
Yo, they got problems. Yo, yeah, that 50 Cent tweet and post, like, man, don't hit the like on that. Come on, I mean, especially it's interesting because as soon as I saw the thing from Pulisic, I'm like, we forget, like, for me, like for us, like 50 Cent was a thing, like while we were in college, you know, like or like in our 20s, 50 Cent is popping. But for like Pulisic, it's like when he's like 13 years old, this is the greatest rapper alive, and he's like, oh, okay, this is great. So I'm gonna like everything he has to say.
I mean, you can't like everything he has to say. You know what I mean? I know he has a release clause for 60 million, but I can't imagine. If you paid 60 million for Erling Haaland, consider yourself the greatest GM of all sports, and you've got to be paying him then. He probably won't even consider moving to your club unless you pay him at minimum 300,000 pounds a week, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Nick Lage says 50 Cent has a release clause. Yeah, I mean, I could have made a very disgusting joke, but I'll just say Tubin.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, look, I think until How much
do you think Erling Haaland is worth? Like, what would you pay for him? What do you think he's going to be? Like, forget the release clause.
I mean, look, once you start mentioning 100 million, it's like 100 million seems like it should be enough money. I think with the...
But if you said already he should be worth more than Jadon Sancho.
I think
Jadon Sancho's 110 or 109.
I think because of this year and the pandemic and transfers have really not like been popping like that. This is he's going to go for lower than if we were not in a pandemic. So I think like if he goes for more than like 110, 120, I'd be very surprised. But is it like when you think of Erling Haaland, is he gonna like go for more than like Neymar and stuff like that? Like I don't really see that happening.
I could see him going for less than Neymar for sure, but it's got to be way more than just 120, 130. Mike Wonder said Haaland is equal to one and a quarter Sancho's. Spock says to transfer market we go. Okay, all right, let us know what you see as far as his value is concerned. But I think a guy who scores you the goals on a team like Manchester United is more important than an assist. Someone who gives you assists right now. I think 20 to 25 goals in a season is more important than 20 to 25 assists in a season right now. And Erling Haaland can score from any angle. You gotta, unless they already had. I mean, you can make a suggestion, or you can make an argument that they already have buckets. They just need someone to get them the ball. They need a better midfielder. I wouldn't necessarily agree, but dude, Erling Haaland, that's gonna be money.
Yeah, I think they look if he can bring trophies to Dortmund, if he can get them to win Bundesliga, I think that would just be absolutely tremendous. If you can just get over the mountain that is Bayern Munich, it will do so much for his career and his future. But they aren't. Even this team, even with him, they're not that much better. They're not better than Bayern. I mean, without a doubt. He's great, but there's still like if he's gonna leave Bundesliga, then he has to I think he has to kind of prove that he can play in those games against Bayern and do well.
I'd even go so far as to say he needs to leave Bundesliga. He's already done it there. He needs to leave.
Okay. He's already done it in Bundesliga. This is his second.
He's already shown he's of the highest
one
level.
1.5 season.
the only scorer that I think is better than him is Lewandowski, and Lewandowski's kind of old now. So he's the top striker in Bundesliga for me.
David from Tampa said, would you take Mbappe or Haaland at Madrid if you could only get one?
Haaland.
Really?
Yeah. You could find speed on the wing. And I know Mbappe is much better than that. But you could find someone to fill that spot. It won't be easy, but you could find it.
I feel like with the team,
scorer like Haaland comes once in a generation.
With the team they have, I feel like I would take Mbappe. I don't know.
I just think you hate Erling Haaland.
I don't hate him. I'm just not like I'm not.
You're not enamored.
I'm not sold yet. I'm not totally sold yet.
What do you need to see?
He's very good. But I'm not. As far as like, I don't know. I think other things like being a good teammate and being all these. Like I like what I see when it comes to.
Who gives a shit?
I mean, it's not just one guy against 11. They have to.
But championships don't got no good boy clauses in them. I don't care.
Okay. I mean, but you still got to be. You still got to be, cool with your coworkers. But the I forgot the point I was going to make. Again, I don't know all the interruptions. Anyway,
Hammered Hamster says Alexis thinks Mbappe is only good because he is fast. You heard it here first. I specifically said, and I know he's better than that. But the one thing you could do is replace the overwhelming speed that he has. You could replace that. You're not going to get all the other talent, but a guy like Erling Haaland doesn't need all of that. Someone like Mbappe needs a good striker, at least, to finish the job or to get the defenders out of his way so he could do it.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
I think Champions League last year proved that. Last year, meaning last season.
I mean, look,
which was 4 weeks ago, by the way.
Mbappe needs to leave PSG so that people respect his ability a bit more. That's kind of the position that he is in. He's dominant in Liga, but everywhere else he is not. That we know for sure. But he also did win a World Cup, and he's pretty darn good. And the rumor is that the dream is to go to Real Madrid. So I actually want to.
Although he was a Chelsea fan growing up.
Okay. Well, you know what, Alexis? Nobody's perfect, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
The
Haaland and Mbappe duo, Colo Blanco, nice.
That'd be fun, without a doubt. And they're both like
700 million.
They're both very, very fast, and that's all they're good at. Both of them, they don't know how to do anything else but be fast. But no, they.
do we rate them for anything else?
No, I don't know. I mean, look, I just started watching soccer 6 minutes ago, and I know what I know.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to start watching until Manchester United make it into the Champions League. I'm just not going to do it. Bauer said Alexis sounded like Mourinho over here. Don't you dare disrespect me and my family that way.
Well, I mean, that would be entertaining. But I do want to talk about Real Madrid, and we should discuss that the
video,
the Benzema,
Benzema telling who was he telling?
Mendy,
Ferland
Mendy.
Mendy, yo, stop passing it to Vinicius Jr.
Yeah.
Yo, I swear to God, I swear on my mother. He
Bro.
said, on my mama.
On my mama.
He said, I think he's playing against us. Yo.
So when it comes, look, I was just talking about trying to see if Erling Haaland was a good teammate. I don't know if Karim Benzema is the best of teammates right now, okay?
But he's already almost gone to jail for blackmailing his friend. And now he out here being like, no, you need to trust me. I think this guy's against us.
Because, look, I'll be honest. I just think that Vinicius is the Antichrist, the devil. And he's trying to do everything he can to make sure that we are not successful.
Yo, Mendy, on my mama, he says some wild shit about you.
Bro, that was pretty wild. So the one weird thing,
Smug's putting the snake in the
the one thing that's interesting is that he doesn't say Vinicius's name in it, but he's covering his mouth. The camera kind of has, like, the camera's on.
There's enough audio to hear what he's saying, even though he's covering his mouth.
Like, who could he be? Stupid. Who could he be talking about, right?
Yeah, but also, like, imagine I was like, yo, Christian, like, you still hear me. You know what I mean?
But in Spanish, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oye, Christian, no diga eso. Es un revolú. It's like, fam, we can still hear you. There's microphones everywhere.
Yeah, super funny. I think he thought he was on the pitcher's mound, just talking, thinking nobody was.
He's doing that NFL thing with, like, the laminated sheet of paper. Well, maybe you're learning about this, Morgan. Right, the laminated sheet of paper.
Pretty surreal. I've never really heard something like this, like, sort of been made public about, like, to this degree. Not only it's like, look, he's not playing well, don't give him the ball. It's literally, he is actively working against our success. You need to not look at that man. You know what I mean?
Dude, Colo Blanco makes a great point. It's an official Champions League video. Because right after he says it, he's like, oh, my mama, don't pass it to him. I swear he's playing against us. The champ! It's like
dude, that should be the commercial, man. So funny. I mean, and I know Karim Benzema, he posted an Instagram story, like, and it was sort of cryptic, just kind of saying like that, like, people are gonna talk, but the number 9 will keep going forward, something like that. I'm very much paraphrasing, but he just wasn't clear. He just wasn't really addressing it. He just taking it as like, oh, everybody's just talking smack. They didn't know what I was talking about. But it's like, all right, when you say don't pass it to him, brother, he's like, brother, don't pass it to him. He doesn't want us to win or something like that. Right. When you say that, you're talking about one of your teammates, and now you're leaving it on us to guess who you're talking about.
Yo, you want to hear what's crazy though?
What?
Benzema was trying to blackmail his homie with a video, and now he's getting dragged for a video. Yo, he's getting Benzema, dude.
Yeah, that was who was the player? Someone in the chat can remember who was the player that
it was like a sex tape.
It was on the French national team.
And he was like, was it Blaise Matuidi?
No, it wasn't Blaise Matuidi. I know it was a white player, but I don't remember who it was. Valbuena.
Yes. Dude, Valmala. Yeah, he was like, yo, I don't have the film, but I know these guys that do. Why you know these nefarious individuals, Benzema?
I mean, look, I hope I hope it all works out with the team. I mean, Real Madrid, they had a great Clásico. The Champions League, they lost their first game. I forgot to who. Forgive me, because I don't remember. But they
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar Donetsk, right? They lost to Shakhtar.
They got destroyed by Shakhtar Donetsk.
And they drew to Borussia Mönchengladbach, but at least
they came back.
They should have lost that game, to be honest. They got pretty, in my opinion, a little bit lucky.
Homie from they did take over sort of momentum in the second half, but the dude from Mönchengladbach, he got to be kicking himself in the face which I don't know if he can do. It's very difficult because he had the opportunity to score 4 goals in that match, and he shanked 2 of them.
Marcus Thuram. Yeah.
And they took him out. They took him out in the 75th minute or some shit like that.
They wanted to defend, and for what?
For what? You're playing. What's that called? What's that called in the NFL? Morgan, help me out here. Prevent defense. Correct. They went prevent defense. They parked the bus on them.
They didn't work out. I know. And credit to Madrid, because they put on a high press, a lot of pressure. They took a lot of chances, and it could have bitten them in the ass. But
Benzema played great. So maybe when he's being like a conniving dick is when he plays the best. Like, you know how like some wide receivers and strikers have to be assholes in order for them to like have the edge? Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs like a little jug, you know what I mean? Like a little game.
But what do you think of, like, do you think that is going against maybe the coach's wishes?
Yes, Vinicius is a child as well. This is horrible.
There's
no other way to slice this besides,
because I've heard there's so many statements and stories saying that Vinicius and Benzema are like absolute, like that's his hero. He respects him. He wants to be like mentored by him, and to see something like that. Well, how do you think this affects Vinicius?
Yeah, we were saying they played better, and Board Martin said it's because they stopped passing to Vinicius. That's fucked up. Oh, Vini Jr. Yeah, I mean, this has got to break your heart. You know, this also reminds me of like Drake was a big Clips fan growing up, and then he had that beef with Pusha T, right? Like that's got to hurt. You know, like imagine I had an argument with like the Earl of Sandwich, who invented the sandwich. That would break my heart. My childhood would be ruined.
Okay. So let's. I want to bring up this story because this was fun and entertaining, and obviously we talk about Premier League. We talk about a lot of things going on.
Thank you for saying that, because CAB just said this ain't the Prem show. It's the non-MLS, not live on Fubo show.
But Prem show is just easy. It's more succinct. But
yeah. What we said is just and also we never specifically said it's about the Premier League, because we talked about the Canadian Premier League once or twice.
Correct.
It's our premiere show.
I wanted to bring this up. This is a fun story. I saw it trending on Twitter. I'm like, let's get this on screen right now. Adele and Skepta are reportedly dating.
Now, you want to talk about something that has absolutely nothing to do with the Premier League. Let's talk about this.
Okay, this is very much Premier League related. There's lots of Premier League fans are huge fans of Skepta, and I'm sure who doesn't love Adele?
I'm a massive Skepta fan, much bigger fan of Skepta than Adele. Hello. But do you know who Skepta was dating just before this?
Who?
I'll give you a hint. Supermodel threw a phone at her assistant.
Supermodel? I mean, that's every supermodel, so it's really not willing.
but like almost went to jail for it.
Why don't I don't know. I don't pay attention to who.
Spogs is right. Naomi Campbell.
Isn't Naomi Campbell like 30 years older than he is?
Yo, no, he's like pretty old. He's been in the game for a hot minute.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit? He's like, I think 39 or 40, 41. I mean, he's in great shape. You know what I mean? Shouts to him.
So is Adele.
Adele, in amazing shape, right? But remember, she was getting all that shit for going to Carnival.
Yes. She's. I mean, they both come from Jamaican heritage, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she grew up in Tottenham. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's like people don't really realize like Adele's like an OG. Like she is like the real deal.
Yeah, she's down. Like, here's what I'm saying. Like, I get that sometimes in America we're like, yo, she's appropriating culture. It's like, how her people feel about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, show me the people you grew up with. If they cool with you, then I guess I'm cool with you.
Sure. Okay. I'm glad we could get to that. So this has been the the relationship buzz segment with the Cooligans.
We're talking about premier relationships. Okay.
Okay. So
also, if we're gonna talk about UK hip hop, you gotta listen to, I think it's called Flowers. Chip has sent for. That's when you diss another, like when you drag another a rapper. He sent for Stormzy, dude. The bars are insane.
Okay, it's all right. Everybody, now you know.
Chip.
Okay, I gotta listen. I don't listen to too much grime.
It's not really grime. Grime's kind of dead.
Okay.
It's now UK hip hop. They're using regular beats now. It's not that like shit that everyone repeats, like go to the party, go to the party. That was like grime. It's like, yo, well, y'all need to stop doing cocaine out there.
Okay. Let's talk about what's going on at Arsenal with Mesut Ozil. How about
Don't want to. So what's next? No, yeah, dude. All I know is this was in the New York Times.
Yeah.
The erasure of Mesut Ozil, and not like.
And I love this. Look at this. The article it has Mesut Ozil disappearing as if he's become a ghost.
Dude, this is like national.
This is the Times. This is the paper of record.
Buddy, I got an email. I got the New York Times email talked about Mesut Ozil.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge, hugely embarrassing if you're Arsenal.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, obviously, Mesut Ozil is no longer on any.
He wasn't registered. He didn't get a number this year. Nothing.
He's just not a member of Arsenal. He is playing. I mean, he has a salary and he is owed money.
He has a contract.
He has a contract. He is being paid, but he is not on any game, rosters. He's at first he was like just sort of left off the 18, and now he is just absent. He has just completely been removed, and people are trying to figure out why this is happening. On the article in itself, in the headline, it says, in the byline, it says a year ago he was one of the Premier League's highest paid players. Now, after angering China and refusing a pay cut, he has simply vanished. So obviously, if you are not pay attention to the news, and I heard about what China is doing to the Uyghur people, and everything going on there.
We're about to get kicked off Twitch.
Apparently you cannot comment on any stuff. I don't know, but he made it.
Oh my God, I just got an email from Theo at twitch.com. And he's like, oye, coño, cállate.
So he made comments about this, and we saw this stuff with like the NBA, and if you criticize China with any of these things, like China has so much financial influence,
they mad sensitive
that they can basically make threats, and different companies that have their money kind of tied in China get pretty upset. Or they get fearful of what happened. But so I don't know, because even before he made those comments, I mean, Mesut Ozil will still, like, if we're talking about it in a vacuum, right, and we're just talking about his gameplay, it was like slipping, right? He was not. Arsenal was having a tough time even with him. They were
But the point you're making is like, okay, maybe he doesn't qualify anymore. He's not good enough for the $350,000.
No, I still think he's very much being disrespected, without a doubt. But like, let's.
But he's good enough to be on the team,
without a doubt. He's good enough to be on any team in the world.
But he says something about your mans. You know what I mean? You gotta.
So I don't know. I don't know what I don't
think so. Arsenal... Hold on. Punk Rock Dad just said send him to MLS. I actually don't think MLS would take him if he's angered China. Do you get what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, because I think all these leagues kind of have the same. He's going to have to go play in Turkey. I think all these leagues are kind of dealing with the same thing. Look what happened to the NBA. Look what happened to LeBron James when he said something about China. They were like, "Yo, fam."
I mean, this feels a little bit more like the Colin Kaepernick situation, being kind of sort of blackballed, but I don't know. It's weird because he wasn't, when he made those comments, he wasn't like immediately kicked off the team, or it was kind of.
But he was chastised
without a doubt. Or I remember when it happened, because Arsene was still there, right? Yes, because
no,
I believe so. Arsene was still there when he made the comments. This is like about 3 years ago, and when he made those comments, he was upset that people weren't, like, Arsenal wasn't really defending him. And I think Arsene may have like was vague about like what was going on or something like that. I don't remember it 100% accurately, but I know I remember that's what his frustration was, that he felt like he wasn't really being supported in calling out like some injustice towards Muslim people. So
I mean, what's happening is, what's happening to the Uyghur people is horrific. And I've listened to The Daily, the podcast by the New York Times, which is now talking about this. Yeah. I've listened to a lot of these things, and yeah, dude, it's shocking. I don't understand where the standoff came from. Like, I get that they're upset that he talked about this. I can understand from a business perspective why you'd be upset, because you're like, great, now I have to deal with this and I don't want to. You know what I mean? Kind of, but I'm not on their side. Like, you have to be on the side of human rights, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the
But like, to not be registered, like, he must have said some wild shit.
yeah,
Right, like something had to happen where he was like, fuck you, like, knocking shit over in order for it to get this far. Because it can't just be, yo, he, like, because he was, from all accounts on social media, he wasn't talking greasy, he wasn't pulling a Messi.
yeah.
Right, he wasn't sending messages to like Aaron Ramsey, like, I hate the way they just let you leave, fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from all accounts, it seems like he is a decent human being and trying to be as professional and reasonable as possible. So I don't know how it got to this point where he's just being paid a ton of money, and also even when players get paid a lot of money, for the most part, at least fans are like, yo, we're paying him a whole bunch of money, play the dude. And it's not even that. There's just really something that they're not telling us, because it's crazy.
Something's
that
happening.
They can't get rid of him. They won't let him play. Maybe he had a falling out with Arteta. Like, something's going on, but it's generally pretty messed up. So it's unfortunate. I hope he gets to. Is this his last season under his contract?
Yes, it is. And also, Punk Rock Dad 81 said MLS isn't popular in China like the NBA, which is true, but you still need that money. You know what I mean? Like,
how much Chinese influence is in American soccer?
I mean, the other thing is in the sponsors. They could tell the sponsors, yo, cut MLS off. I'm sure those sponsors also sponsor stuff in China. Like, China has a lot of pull, but he said being friendly with Erdogan, which is the president or the prime minister of Turkey, is terrible in and of itself. That is also true.
Yeah.
Erdogan is a pretty horrific human being, and he is friends with them. So, can't really be on your absolute high horse there, Mesut Ozil.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. He's a big Erdogan supporter. That said, dude, I mean, he's calling out atrocities against humans. You know what I mean? Like, I could put all that aside and just listen to this and be like, okay, you're right. The Uyghur people should not be treated the way they're being treated. And it's kind of shocking that no one's really doing anything about it. You know what I mean? But I just can't imagine how you go so far as to have your highest player not even be registered with a number for the season.
Yeah. They're like, they told the kit man, like, hey, we won't need this one. Get rid of the Z. We won't need it.
Burn it. Take all the umlauts and throw them in the garbage.
We're not going to need them for this season. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know what, it's just look, at the end of the day, it's just obviously it's soccer, it's football, whatever. I mean, there's bigger matters sort of at hand. But this is just one of those strange things where they're just not. We'll probably never know until the Mesut Ozil biography comes out about what is the reasoning behind this, because this is such a strange. It's just such a strange thing where, because they're not saying anything, it does feel like, yo, does China really like kind of make these decisions? Like, do they really have that much of an influence? And so it feels like a bit more insidious than it might actually be.
100%. And also, this is probably the only real question mark for Arteta, because his character is kind of spotless up until now, especially as a manager. He seems to be making all the right decisions. He seems to be holding firm with saying things like, with...
Hold on, I just went lousy human values. You just said Mesut Ozil biopic starring Rami Malek, which is great.
You just want to see Rami Malek in the thing. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that, Arteta's kind of been like a choir boy up until now. Like, he could do no wrong.
Sure.
All of a sudden, this has got to be a real question mark, because he was part of the decision making to be like, nah, man, you out. And it's like, for what?
Okay. JWare24 had a good point. She said, from what I heard from other podcasts, it is a combo of his views and his playing style. Very talented going forward, but doesn't really do anything else. That is not what Arteta wants right now. He wants players who work harder all around.
Well, and here's the only reason I didn't bring this up, because I've not been able to confirm it. apparently Arsene Wenger didn't even make him come into practice. Wenger was like, show up whenever you want, you good.
Wow.
We're going to basically build the offense around you and you kind of do your own thing. So we don't really need you to learn because, for as amazing as Arsene Wenger is, he didn't really have a system. He had a formation, you know what I mean? And he had a philosophy. Once you know the philosophy, you good. You know where you got to stand. You know what I mean? It's not like he missed so much. He's like, am I in goal? And they're like, no, take off that shirt and put on a red one, So Arteta's like, nah, mate, you coming in every day. You're learning ours because he has a system very similar to Pep Guardiola's.
Is that how Arteta talks? He says, mate, the Spanish man is like...
He played in England for a long time. She was like, nah, blood. Get your bum clad ass.
It's just Arteta hanging out with troops, I guess.
With Adele. So, as far as... Isn't he French? No, he's from Spain. But, as far as I'm concerned, you have to show up to practice to learn the system that he has. If you don't do that, I could understand why you're off the team. But no one is talking about this. Everyone's talking about some tweets he sent towards China. He sent for China the way Chip sent for Stormzy.
Oh, whoa! I can't believe you went there, Alexis.
Oh, man, by the way, did you know Stormzy showed up to his house? There's a lot going on.
Because I got the reference, and I just hope everyone else in the chat also got it, just like I did. Okay.
Well, I hope they've been here this whole time.
Okay. Look, it's a fascinating story, and yeah, check it out in the New York Times about it because it's made American news at this point. That's how serious it
was. It was its own email from New York Times.
Yeah.
So millions of people who have no clue what Arsenal is got that email.
It's pretty wild.
That's like, imagine the Colin Kaepernick thing going out, on like the Saudi Arabian Times. People be like, what is NFL? What the hell are you talking about?
Yes, the Saudi Arabian Times. I'm a loyal subscriber.
$1 a week. It's not bad.
Okay. All right. I think we're done for the day. We've Alexis. I know you got to run. You have a show tonight. But everybody, thank you again in the chat for joining us here on Twitch. People listening to the podcast, make sure.
Did we figure out what color your shirt is? Everyone, put it in the chat right now. Someone did put bleen, which is blue and green. Shouts to whoever that was.
You know what? That sounds like a slur. I don't know what that is.
Couple of bleens.
So yeah, everybody, thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate it. Twitch.tv/Soccer Cooligans. If you're listening to the podcast, we are here every Wednesday, usually at 6 p.m. Eastern. We did it a little earlier today, but
CAB said grew.
Yeah, it's always, we have a lot of fun here. So join us on Twitch and get in the chat and and share some stories, jokes, topics, and we'll talk all about it. All right, everybody, thank you again for tuning in. Again, R.I.P. Daryl Grove. If you haven't heard,
love you, Daryl Grove.
We love you, Daryl. If you haven't heard our podcast, it came out today. We're taping this on Wednesday. Check it out. It's we play back the episode with Daryl and Taylor that we taped earlier this year, and it was an emotional experience. But if you want to remember Daryl and how funny, I listened to the episode again. It was just so. I mean, we had a great time. It was super funny, and it was great to.
And it's dope that we got to give him his TV debut.
Yeah. So that was at least one thing we could give back to him. So, all right, everybody. I hope you are well. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we? The Cooligans!